All right, what up, what up, what up? Straight to it today. You already know what it is. Got myself Badake like cake, they like to call it, and then Zachary Savage, all the way from Kansas City. Let us know if you can
What's
hear us
Gucci?
okay. Tell us how we sound. That would be greatly appreciated.
What's Gucci, people? I want
Everyone.
to know who is watching that's mocking with us, who's just watching to watch. What are you guys up to today? It's a Wednesday in America. Little known fact, Badaki and I are actually in Sydney, Australia. So
It's Wednesday, my dudes.
it is Thursday for us, but it is Wednesday for most of y'all.
Audio sounds
Um,
great. Love to hear it.
Azim says audio sounds great, fantastic. That's what we like to hear. Badaki, can we get a little shot of Blaze? Where's Blaze right now?
Blaze is currently sleeping right now. I have her here. It's gonna be a bit hard. I'm sacrificing this for the great of Fantasyland.
Okay. Oh my God. She gets cuter every day, bro.
I need to see. I'm trying to look at myself, but I can't see what I'm doing. Yeah, she's
Oh
getting
my God.
cuter. She can sleep anywhere.
Hey, hey, people. We got 8 people watching. Just drop a like to support Blaze, a young. This is Badaki's child. He's trying to raise this child. If you drop a like on this video, you're gonna help us reach more people. So let's get some likes up there in the chat. Okay, we are here to do a PPR mock draft. By the way, Badaki, congrats on the new family member.
Thank you.
Um,
Appreciate it.
it's a 12-man PPR mock draft, just one quarterback. It's not super flex.
Yep.
Um, by the way, if you are watching this and you want to join us to do these mock drafts in the future, you just have to join our Discord. There's a link in the description of this Discord. Okay, that link is the solo.to/fantasylandfootball link. If you copy that and put it into your browser, you'll be able to join our Discord, get all the notifications,
Yep.
and you'll literally never miss an opportunity to mock with us. But it's filling up so quick now. I think we used to drop the links and we would be like messaging people like, "Hey, you want to mock? Hey, you guys want to mock? Like anybody want to mock?"
Yeah.
And we could never get a full mock, but now we drop the link and it's full in like 5 minutes. So it's awesome to see. Appreciate the support. All right, let's go ahead and randomize this order. Okay. Now we got a request from Paulie D. Shout out to Paulie D. He's always supporting the show, always being a part of these mock drafts. And
Mm-hmm.
he asked us to randomize it 3 times. So that's 1, that's 2, and that's 3.
And
Um,
1.7. Zach doesn't like where he's at. It looks like.
I'm at the 1-4. I'm fine with the 1-4.
Oh,
No, I'm actually cool with that.
I was like, you don't seem excited about that.
All right. I am actually excited about it. Okay, let's go ahead and get this popping. So we're going to begin the draft. Okay, so G Baby's on the clock. You know what's funny is G Baby actually picked at the 12 in one of our recent mocks. So that's interesting how the tides have turned for him. CMC goes at the 1. Doesn't surprise anyone. Dalvin Cook at the 2. He is our consensus running back 2. And I love the Fantasyland people. We're not afraid to take Alvin Kamara, which you should not be afraid to take Alvin Kamara, guys. He is the 3rd best running back this year. I know Drew Brees is gone, but they are going to now game plan around Drew Brees being gone. Don't be afraid to draft Alvin Kamara. I'm talking about Alvin Kamara, and I'm on the clock myself.
You're
So
on the clock here with more
Zaki,
than
go
30
ahead.
seconds, and wow, what great choice here, having more than 30 seconds.
Yes. You know what? I would actually typically draft Saquon here, but I'm actually worried about him in redrafts, and I'm gonna tell you why real quickly because there's this report that came out last night, and it has me really worried.
I has you
I'm
shook
drafting
it.
Derrick Henry. I think there's a full another year of consistent output for him in fantasy. I'm not worried about it. In dynasty, I'm more worried. Quickly on Saquon, the report came out last night that they're not sure if he's going to have a full workload to start the year. If that's and look, like reports come out right now, 10% of them are really true. Like there's another report that came out that said Trey Sermon isn't even the RB2 in San Francisco. Like that's just not the case. Like, it's going to change. But with Saquon coming off the ACL injury, if it is being reported that he might not have a full workload, how long does that last? Because if you're only getting 15 touches for the first 5 games, that's not a guy you want to draft in the first round.
No, I mean, look, I'm a bit biased when it comes to Saquon. I personally think he's gonna get that full workload. I don't think they're gonna start him with 18 plus touches in week 1 or week 2, but he will get touches. He's probably gonna get minimum of 10, and he's gonna move in from there and move up from there. So I'm personally not worried. So it probably will be a slow start. He's gonna get
You're
the
on the
goal line
clock, by the way.
touches. Yeah, I know.
You're on the clock. I just want to quickly have a little rebuttal to that. But that's not who you want in a first round pick. You want risk aversion. You want to avoid the guy who's getting back into his workload just off the injury. A couple questions. That's how I feel about it, at least. We got 12 people watching. Shout out to you. Thanks for joining us today.
Okay.
Easy way for you to support the show. Just drop a like on this video and subscribe if you like the content. Again, you can be a part of these mock drafts, as Badaki just made his pick. Join our Discord with the link in the description of this video, solo.to/fantasylandfam. Okay, Badaki, you took Zeke at the 1.7. You're not worried about Zeke?
No, I'm pretty excited about Zeke. Even if Dak Prescott doesn't come in and start as strong as we think, Zeke will come in and start stronger than he did last year. Well, he did start strong last year, but he's going to finish stronger than he did last year. I'm not necessarily worried. Yes, his offensive line's a little bit changed. Yes, Dak Prescott is back, but it's still a little bit timid. I'm right now Zeke. I'm getting Zeke. I'm where I have him placed in read. Oh, let me just double check that before I actually say that. I have him technically.
Yeah.
I have him my RB8, but I want to try because my RB7 right now is someone that's still available. I'm pretty sure you know who it is, but I want to see if he comes around to me in these redrafts.
Yeah.
But I do like Zeke in this position. I think it's a win-win no matter who I get coming around the turn here.
Yeah, Zeke is my RB6. I'm not worried about it. The offense is going to be much better with Dak back. That is an explosive offense. Even if he gets 3 to 4 less touches a game for whatever reason, he's still going to be worthy of a first round pick.
Yeah. I also believe that, I guess just kind of build off of that, they're going to be timid with Dak as well. Coming into the season, I doubt they're going to want him to run that as much as he normally does in all, doing all these maneuvers that he would normally do going into the regular season. Now it's a little bit different. I think now Dak is going to have to check down. Zeke is going to have to run the ball more. He's going to have to stay in the pocket, less movement in the first couple weeks, and then it kind of switches. And there goes Trey Burr. He already knows who I'm going to take. He took
quickly. Sorry, I know you're about to talk about Najee, but I just want to quickly address a comment in the chat. What's up, Lavi? You've been joining these live streams. I love to see you join. Appreciate the support. He said, "Can we talk about Taylor's overrated value? Shares a backfield with Mack and Hines." And you know what? Let's talk about that because you and I are one of the few. I don't want to call us fantasy analysts. We're just guys who love fantasy and we talk about it and we think we're all right at it. We're just your average Joes. Anyway, the whole fantasy community, like analysts, are way too high on Jonathan Taylor. Some people have them as their RB3, their RB1, their RB2. I currently have him as my my RB8. That's as high as I can go. I think there's good opportunity. But it's true. I don't think we can take Jonathan Taylor in the first 4 picks. I like the value at the 111. I'm super comfortable with that. I think Brandon got a great value pick there. But we can't take him any higher than 1.9.
I think for me, it's hard to trust Jonathan Taylor purely because of everyone else that's in that backfield. It was kind of like, think of it as last year going into the 49ers backfield, We were so uncertain who the guy was going to be. It ended up being Raheem at the time when he was healthy, but then after he got hurt, it was, okay, who's the guy?
Well, I think that, I think the opposite side of that is they spent a second round pick on Jonathan Taylor. So there was heavy value. I think he does get the lion's share, but I do think it's more of a 60-20-20 between Mack and Hines. And instead of like a 70-80 split that everyone thinks he's going to get.
I'm still too concerned, man. I just don't know if I can do Hold on, the time's up here. DK. Okay, I'm gonna try something different here. I haven't done. I usually go RB. I'm gonna go RB tight end here, and I'm gonna take George
Okay.
Kittle. I just want to
Okay.
see who can come to me in the turn as a running back. But just to kind of build off of, I mean, to go back to what we're talking about, I don't think I can trust that backfield. We couldn't
Okay.
trust the backfield in the beginning of the season. We were so hesitant. We was like Jonathan Taylor is at beginning. He was like, man, whoever took him even at the third it was too early for like the first 9 weeks,
Mm,
and then he
yeah.
just had that miraculous
Well, you
turnover.
didn't want him. You didn't want him at all the first half of the year, but the second half of the year, you definitely wanted
Yeah,
him.
100%, and which I guess
I think he gets a solid workload that you can rely on as a first round pick, just not in the first five.
mm,
Um, damn it. I wanted.
you see, like this is more realistic. This draft
Yeah.
that's happening right here, this is what I believe people are going to do in redrafts. Okay, so
Mm,
yes, you have a team that went two wide receivers and then two tight ends went off the board. If you are coming back right now, like right now, you just took Swift. That was kind of there's not really many running backs available. Like all the good
yeah.
value running backs, you just took the last one there, in my opinion.
Mm. I mean, you're not a fan of Sanders. I still think there's value out there, but let's quickly talk about all the picks that have happened that we didn't talk about. Tyreek at the 8,
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Jones at the 1.9 might be a little too early. We're just not. I'm operating under the understanding that Aaron Rodgers is gone. Same with Devonta Adams. If Rodgers is gone, none of these guys should be first round picks. Eckler and Harris, that's a great way to start your draft on a turn.
Mm-hmm.
I am avoiding Eckler in the first round. If I can get him in the mid second round, I'm smashing it. Akers, Mixon, Kelsey, Kittle, the big two tight ends off the board. My tight end two is still on the board, so we'll see where he lands. Then J.K., Antonio Gibson, good value. Everyone's drafting really well so far. Like I'm not upset at anyone's draft. It looks like Azim might have timed out here, um, but damn it, there goes Waller. So GG's to try and get him.
GG's in the
Um,
chat.
yeah. And here's where I'm kind of stuck with a decision, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can go another RB. You know, we love to go RB heavy, or I can kind of get a guy who is moving up my rankings. I don't believe that Julio Jones is going to be back. I think this is probably early for other people, but for me, Calvin Ridley's sitting on the board. I can't pass up that value. So Calvin Ridley's going to be my wide receiver one this year. I don't think Julio's going to be back. So that should present some pretty good value.
What's good, nephew? You there? Man, you want to go to Dallas? Nah, man, I ain't going there.
That was so messed up, though. Like he should not have done that. Let's be honest.
Bro, I mean, I'm glad he said that. Man, I ain't trying to go to
Yeah,
Dallas.
the whole world is glad that he
What's
said that,
funny
except
is
for
that
Dallas
like he
fans.
said, I don't want to go to Dallas, and then he goes, I want to win, which means that he doesn't believe Dallas can win.
Yeah, which is interesting. It's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Uh,
Um, Shout out to the 10 people watching this video on YouTube. Appreciate you. If you want to support us, all you gotta do is drop a like and drop a subscribe if you like the content. Okay, Clyde Edwards-Helaire went off the board right after Ridley. That was the guy I was considering drafting, Badaki. Should I have taken Clyde over Ridley? What do you think?
it's hard to say. I personally would have. I would personally take Ridley, so I think you made the right move, but the running back value is just going to drop tremendously from here. Let me just see what I can do here. I'm going to go running back here, and according to my rankings, the next best available player is Chris Carson.
Okay.
So I'm going to take Chris Carson. I mean, I love Chris Carson. I had him last year. He won me some games. This guy's underrated, man. He's
Yeah.
underrated in my opinion.
Yeah, we always underrate Chris Carson going into every season. He always finishes like very respect. Like he almost always meets his ADP in value. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not upset by the pick at all. Um, I like Team 3. Just something I've been thinking about getting two solid PPR guys and AJ Brown and DeAndre Hopkins, along with Kamara, which you can rely on. That's a great start to a team there. All right, after Chris Carson, we got Amari Cooper, Keenan Allen, and Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas goes in the third round. Too high for us, I think we can agree on, or is that good value for you?
You know, we're gonna do a podcast later on, and I think Michael Thomas might be in that list. So I don't want to really elaborate too much.
Okay.
But he also might not be. So in my opinion, I think that's his sweet spot. You know, like
Mm.
that's where I'm happy to take MT. Uh, you know, I am gonna take MT over Terry, like over the guys that are still on the board, over Terry, over Woods.
Allen Robinson? I'm taking Allen Robinson.
Yeah, it's just you know, there is some hope about
These,
freaking.
sleepers ADP is so weird right now. Like the players that they're suggesting,
I think
I don't understand
I
what's
think
going on there.
MT is giving me some hope. In I'm going through every team, kind of understanding what they're gonna do and who's gonna be the guy. MT is still the guy, even if he has a really bad quarterback. I believe. I was hoping Julio was gonna come to me. I believe
Yeah.
that MT is gonna be a guy that we can see value in. We just don't know
hmm
what the value looks like. I'm still on the end of where I'm going to get good value out of MT, even with a bad quarterback.
Yeah. You're gonna see volume. That's for sure. Like you'll have volume you can rely on. There's no question there. Um. Okay, we got Allen Robinson and Julio Jones off the board. I like the 12. The 12 feels good so far. Eckler, Najee, Allen Robinson, and Julio Jones. That's a team. That's a solid foundation, man. You can do anything after that. You can go
Mm-hmm.
tight end. You can go quarterback. You've got a solid foundation there. You can take a risk in one of these rookies after you do that pick. So I like it. I really really like what 12's doing here.
Yeah, 12 so far. I've drafted from the 12th spot, and it always feels comfortable. You always feel like the 12th. My guy always comes to me at the 12.
Mm-hmm.
Where on the other end, like you said, the 101, you kind of have to reach for these guys. So
Yeah. We did a draw for a dynasty league that we're starting up with some of our friends. And I don't know how, but I got the 101. Everyone was not ecstatic about it. But I got the 101 again 2 years in a row. And obviously Patrick Mahomes is going to be my pick, but after that, it's really hard to draft at the one. It really is. There's so many question marks all over the place.
yeah, we're definitely gonna be just freaking scrapping out some dynasty mock drafts throughout the weekend. In my opinion,
Yep.
I need to freaking. I got the one. Zach got the 101. I got the 1.5 on our dynasty startup with some of our friends. So it's
Yeah.
grind time now. It's always grind
Rise and
time.
grind, baby. Rise and grind. Josh Allen in the fourth
Yeah,
and Kyle Pitts right before. Let's talk about those two picks.
yeah. Look, Kyle Pitts. He keeps going up, especially in sleepers. Rankings. I don't think he was as high as before, but I could
Yeah,
be.
that's what I was about to say. Like sleepers suggested players is really whack today. Like it's really weird.
Yeah, and I think that's just maybe with the
I
news
don't
of
know what's
Julio.
happening.
That's probably the news of Julio. With the expectation of him no longer being there. Kyle Pitts is going to survive significantly once Julio is out after June 1st. This is the date after June 1st. It's game time for
Yeah.
everyone. So, but yeah, I took Josh Allen there. I was gonna try wide receiver. I mean, it's good to try a different strategy. There's still so much value in wide receivers still left on the board, in my
Mm,
opinion. So why not solidify, the 1B quarterback in the league technically. So
yeah, I like it. I took Josh Jacobs there, and I'm ecstatic. If I can start a draft this way and get three running backs that can be the foundation of my team,
hmm
I'm so happy to take Josh Jacobs in the fourth here. I feel like that's great value. CeeDee Lamb, what went right before that, and Kyler Murray. CeeDee Lamb's a name that he's a guy who could finish top five. It wouldn't surprise anyone if he finished top five. But he also could be overvalued. He's a big name that's a little bit unknown of are you going to get the proper value back for him?
yeah, I mean, I do believe that he can go top five, top eight, really. That's where I feel comfortable saying. But I do see tremendous value for CeeDee Lamb. I think he is going to have a great year, especially with Dak back. There's a lot of talks that Amari could be gone after this year. There's like something in his contract that they can get rid of him. after this
Really?
year.
I haven't heard that, so that's interesting.
Yeah, and then CeeDee Lamb can just be the number one, and they'll get a true XX receiver. Not that Amari isn't, but you imagine if you can spend money and get Julio, for example. I mean, that's not
Mm.
happening, but you want a big body guy like Julio, someone that can make a difference.
See, like, what's up with these rankings, bro? You look at the tight end right now. Mike Gesicki, Mark Andrews, T.J. Hawkins. Why is Mike Gesicki all the way? Like, why is he the next tight end on Sleeper's board? Something's whack, bro. Hopefully, you guys are relying on either our rankings or your own.
Yeah.
We have had a couple people last live stream ask, how do I get your rankings? Super simple. Patreon.com/fantasylandfam. Again, the link in our description will take you there as well if you want. Patreon
Yeah.
is how you support us, and then in return, no matter what tier you get, you're gonna get our rankings. That's rookie only, dynasty,
Hmm.
and redraft the entire offseason. You'll have access to those, and they change every first of the month. Um, so drop a question, comment, DM if you have any questions about that. So ETN and Chase go back to back at the 4-12 and the 5-1.
Hmm.
I'm more comfortable with ETN as the season goes on. How about you?
I am still the same. I haven't really found a spot where I'm happy to take him. I
Hmm.
haven't found. I think Etienne is probably my second RB going off the board after the big guys, if that makes any sense. So I think I would rather take Javante. Shout out to Luke Wes subscribing to the channel. Huge love. Um,
Oh, really? That's dope.
yeah, Wells, Welz. But yeah, for me, I think I would rather take Javante Williams. I think if we had to go by rookie, obviously Najee is higher than everyone. But I think Najee's in his own tier. But set tier two, the number one guy for me has to be Javante Williams, in my opinion, over Travis
Okay.
Etienne. It sounds crazy, but I'm just more comfortable right now with Javante.
I'm not because I feel like there's going to be a role carved out for ETN. It looks like they could use him at wide receiver. He could be a guy all over the field this year, like a Curtis Samuel.
100%.
Whereas
Yeah.
like Javante, his role is really dependent on how Melvin Gordon plays. I
Mm.
don't think Melvin Gordon's a good running back, you know? So I'm not too worried about it. But if Melvin plays well, it's going to hurt Javante's ability to get on the field.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas if James Robinson plays well, I still feel like Etienne will have a role. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This year is just gonna be so frustrating. I think there's gonna be a lot of boom or bust weeks for
Yeah.
these guys like your Josh Jacobs, Kenyon Drake, Travis, and James Robinson. Like these guys that are sharing backfields. Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt. I believe there's gonna be boom bust games, and it's gonna be even harder to really evaluate and understand what these guys are gonna be doing each and every week. So
Yeah.
it's interesting.
Bro, I do not know what's up with Sleeper right now, but these rankings are so weird. I will say, like, how is Miles Gaskin still on the board? You know, in the middle of the fifth. How is Kareem Hunt still on the board in the middle of the fifth? People need running backs, you know. And why is there's just so many questions I have about the rankings that Sleeper has.
Yes, I mean
I don't understand what's going on. Why is Mike Gesicki over Andrews and Hawkinson? Like, what is going on with Sleeper, bro? It's normally so good.
they just
Apparently, we can talk to Sleeper and they're really helpful. I
yeah,
don't
they're
know that.
really like
That's what people have
responsive.
said.
Yeah, 100%. You took.
And
I guess this kind of go through it. You took Kenny G. So we talked about James Robinson, Adam Thielen. Kenny G took Kenny G. There, DJ Moore and Raheem Mostert. And you're excited for Kenny G, or like how you feeling about him? Like obviously he's probably more comfortable in this area for you.
yeah, it was between DJ Moore or Kenny Galladay or Brandon Ayuk.
Okay.
And actually, DJ Moore was the third of that list, so I guess I wasn't really considering him. I'm super low on DJ Moore,
Yeah.
and you're gonna find out why on today's podcast that we're gonna release later. Um, I'm avoiding DJ at his ADP. I think his teammate could finish ahead of him. Wouldn't be crazy, and he's going way later. Brandon Ayuk, I love Ayuk, and that it's really a toss up between Kenny G and Ayuk. The reason I'm going Kenny G is I think he's the unquestioned wide receiver one on his team.
Mm-hmm.
And I think with the money, hopefully there will be targets that follow, So that's kind of the thought process there for me.
Yeah, it makes sense. And me, I love Kenny G. So Raheem Mostert went before Kareem
Yeah.
Hunt and Miles Gaskin that just went off the board. Kenyon Drake, all
Yeah.
these guys that are still available on the board. I mean, I would have taken. There's still another running back that I think there holds value there on the board, and then obviously Brandon Ayuk, Miles Gaskin, Javonte Williams, and Kareem Hunt go back to back to back here. You know,
Interesting.
it
Yeah.
it is interesting, and I know you were talking about Kareem Hunt and how like he was still on the board, and Miles Gaskin and how he's still on the board. It's getting harder and harder, getting closer to the season to really evaluate those guys for me. And I think that's
Yeah.
why I'm so hesitant on. I'm not hesitant on Nick Chubb. I like Nick Chubb, and I will take him at the 1-6 like Landon did. I just hate that like I'm not gonna know. Okay, is that Kareem Hunt in the game or is that Nick Chubb? I don't like that feeling,
Mm.
and that's just a personal feeling. I'm not saying this is bad. I'm not saying you shouldn't take Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
I just hate having a shared backfield in
Mm.
whatever capacity.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not worried about Chubb at all because it's not like this is the Kansas City Chiefs and you're like, how many rushing attempts are really going to happen? It's like
Mm,
this team is literally built around the run game. You're going to see 30 plus rushing attempts every game. So I'm not really worried about it at all, to be honest. I think both are great values where they're going. Kareem in the fifth, I think he goes higher than that in most drafts. And
yeah,
Chubb in the middle of the first, I think is comfortable for sure. Um, okay, so Lockett, Devonta Smith, Michael Carter, and Lamar Jackson. A lot of people are adopting the rookies that we're obsessed with. And I will say, the first time we did mock drafts, a lot of these rookies were available a lot later, Badaki. It
hmm
seems to me that people are listening to the pod, they're watching the content, and seeing how excited we are for these players. This might, I'm sure there's other people talking like that, but this might affect the way we draft. If we keep going towards the season and these guys keep getting higher and higher and higher, it might be harder to draft them at their ADP. Like, for example, Michael Carter in the sixth round. Are you okay with Michael Carter with a sixth round value? Because earlier he was going in the ninth, 10th round. I don't know if I can get to a sixth round value for Michael Carter.
yeah. I hear you. I hear you. I'm not sure either. I mean, if you're low on running backs and you need to solidify that running back position, Michael Carter could be a good addition, probably at the 6. Are you excited to get him? Are you reaching potentially? But you
Well,
at least,
Michael Carter just went ahead of Mike Davis.
yeah. Give me a second. Sorry, I'm
That's
just thinking here.
that's where the issue is. Ahead of Mike Davis, ahead of Chase Edmonds. Um, Someone commented on YouTube, "What's up, Lavi?" He said Lamar Jackson the sixth. Yeah, that is crazy value for Lamar Jackson to be there in the sixth round, and a guy who was going in the first round last year, now falling to the sixth. I think he goes higher though. I just think this is sleepers settings are all weird. I think he goes probably in the fourth to fifth round this year.
Yeah, try not to lean too much on what we're doing here. I think it's good to try strategy. But Zach and I were talking about this the other night, where with our league, we can do as many mock drafts, but we really don't know what's gonna happen, man, and that's so frustrating.
Yeah, what's that saying? You have to stay water. I don't remember what the
You have
saying
to
is.
stay water. Yeah,
I
water
don't remember what
stay
the
makes
saying
sense.
is. Mm.
Don't move.
But basically, just allow the mock to come to you. Don't force like a strategy. Don't force, certain guys if the ADP doesn't match their value. There was two guys I was hoping to come back. One was Dak. Dak's off the board. The other is TJ Hawkinson. So I got two Detroit Lions on my team. But I think both of the Lions that are valuable on this team, TJ Hawkinson and Swift, will maybe one of them I would trade beforehand, but I'm pretty happy with getting both of those guys there. How do you feel about TJ Hawkinson? That's a name that is thrown around everywhere. Last mock draft we did, he went in the third.
Yeah, I love TJ. I love TJ Hawkinson. I can tell you. Let me just bring up where he's at. He's actually my tight end 5 right now. I think there's
Okay.
tremendous value there for TJ. I think he's going to be the sole, receiver there. Obviously, St. Brown is there and all these other guys, but I'm not excited to be taking. He's the number one, I guess, receiver on this team in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I still think even with Jared Goff and Matthew Stafford out, he's gonna be tremendously
Valuable.
worked.
Let it work, work, work. What's that song that was like popular? Like, what was that? Like almost 10 years ago. You gotta go to work, work, work.
Yeah, and you gotta go to work, work,
That's just
work.
like such a creative masterpiece.
Dun, dun,
Whoever,
dun.
wow,
Shout
like
out, shout
such
out
an
to Glades.
articulate
I don't know if you guys heard
songwriter.
Glades, but shout out to them.
Man, now's not the time for Glades. Um,
He's humble. It's okay.
shout out, shout out to the 13 people watching the stream. Appreciate you guys. Let's see how many likes we could get if everyone dropped a like. That's an easy way for you to support us. Drop a like in 3, 2, 1. Drop that like. Let's see how high we can get. But appreciate you guys for supporting the show. Drop a subscribe if you're not subscribed and if you like the content. Okay, so Kenyon Drake goes in the 6th right after Damian Harris, then DJ Chark. Drake's value is really hard to pin, but I love the Damian Harris pick. Talked about him on our previous podcast, our latest podcast that's been released.
Yeah.
He is a running back I am targeting. I think there's great value. Even here in the 6th round, I still feel like there's great value. Better team, better offense, better defense, which should lead to more opportunities for Damian Harris.
Yeah.
So I really like the pick. He's a guy, like I said on the pod, he could finish a top 20 running back. I wouldn't be surprised.
Damien, you were really high on him last year, and hopefully the outcome is the same. There's a lot of people that are iffy about Damien, especially with all these people in the backfield: James White, Sony Michel, Ramondre Stevenson now there. I do like Damien Harris. I do believe he has the most upside going into this season. It's hard. I think the 6 is a good value for him. He probably was the last best available running back on the board that's going to give you some value. There's probably 1 or 2 more on the board, but guaranteed he's a great flex option. I had him for a couple weeks last year, and he definitely helped out.
Dude, something's up with these sleeper rankings, bro. I'm telling you, like some of the people that are still available that no one sees, like I'm getting Debo here. I feel like that's great value, but he's not even on the board anywhere. I had to look him up because I'm purely going off my rankings. So
Yeah,
I don't understand what's going on with sleeper. Their sleeper's whack today.
they must have updated some stuff. I don't know if we can probably check that out, but yeah, they definitely must have updated some stuff.
Yeah.
OBJ.
All right, so we had Higgins. I like Higgins, great value in the 7th. Deontay, Debo, and OBJ. Guys, I was debating between drafting was Debo, Chase Claypool, and OBJ. So, do you think I made the right decision there?
Yes,
Okay.
I do. I personally believe so. Sorry, I'm just thinking about my next draft pick here, and I'm seeing people, and I might start reaching here because this is where I truly believe these guys are going to be going. Could be wrong, but let's just try something different here.
Okay.
I'm going to go with my favorite guy ever, and that's Elijah Moore. I'm getting another receiver. I don't think
that's pretty early, bro.
Yeah, I don't think there's any other. There is some people there like Waddle. I see. The Steelers receivers. I can't trust it. I would take Jerry Jeudy, but I have Courtland Sutton. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna have 2 back to back. I could have taken Tyler Boyd. Technically, he is higher on my rankings, but I want to see what happens.
Right.
I want to see. This. I don't want to keep naming people, but there are some good value players in receivers right now that are there.
You can keep getting stream sniped if you keep naming people, bro.
Yeah, well, I'm not.
Um, Shout out to everyone joining the chat. G baby, Burluke, Seven Eventi, Paulie D, Lannon, Azim, Tommy, OJ, Splashin, Brandon, and Trey Burr. Shout out to you guys for joining the mock draft today with us. Appreciate y'all. It's fun doing these. Hopefully you guys like them. Drop some comments, questions if you have any to everyone who's watching. Um, all right, so Aaron Rodgers goes in the seventh. That does look like Azim timed out there. How do you feel about Aaron Rodgers' value there? Because you are under the impression he's staying. I am pretty much the opposite. I don't think there's a way he's staying.
Yeah, I think after that interview that we saw, I think he wants to stay. He's just waiting for the guy to. He's waiting for the head office to make the first move. In my personal
Right.
opinion, I think he said it. I love my teammates. I love my coaches. It was never about the draft picks. It was never about Jordan Love or anything. It was about just being respected. So I do believe that can change if the front office. When I say front office, I'm talking about like owners and like general managers, whatever the case may, whoever he's referring to. I think Aaron Rodgers wants to stay. He's on vacation. He took his time out, his time off. He didn't go to OTAs. He didn't want to bring any drama into these young rookies' lives, whatever the case may be. I think he stays. I think he's gonna try it one more year.
Just
You
don't
know,
see it, man. I just don't see it. I don't think he stays, bro. I think he's gone. Like the words that he used was it's a different philosophy. We have a different philosophy. Like
hmm
I feel like he's trying to say as nice as possible, like I don't agree with what they're doing.
yeah,
And that's as simple as it is. Like I'm not in with this culture anymore. So, I mean, we always interpret things differently.
yeah. I just
Always.
I think we really don't know. If he goes, I guess we were expecting. If he doesn't go, we're surprised. But I think no matter where he goes, he's going to bring value. And once we really know where he's at, we're going to be drafting him a lot higher than at the seventh round, in my opinion. I mean, remember this guy won the MVP last year. He was one game off the Super Bowl. The
Yeah.
guy is going to bring value to your team no matter what. So let's not hesitate on Aaron Rodgers unless he just says, you know what, I'm gonna go host Jeopardy.
Which could happen. All right, I'm gonna change the the picks to 30 seconds now, so we can go a little quicker with this video. All right, and resume draft.
Yeah, so Aaron Rodgers, Darnell Mooney, Trey Sermon at the seven, and then Mike Gesicki goes. Trey Sermon, that was the guy that I was saying. There's probably a couple more guys. Trey Sermon was that guy that was still going to bring you some sort of value in the running back position.
Yeah.
There probably is, some other people.
There actually see this is the thing. The people that are available right now at the running back position will not be available, and I don't know why sleeper is so
It's
out of
probably not
whack
even
today.
sleeper. It's probably just the way we're drafting. Like people are probably drafting the way.
Nah, bro, it is sleeper. Like
I don't know, man. Like
they had some weird rank. Bro, tell me why I had to search for Debo. He was the wide receiver 120.
I don't know. I
That is
don't know.
whack, bro. Like, I don't know. Marquise Brown, wide receiver 85. That's way too high. Anyway,
Yeah.
you know me, strong opinions.
Strong opinions here, and what I dreamt about is getting Tyler Boyd on the turn here. That's exactly what
Nice.
I wanted. 4 wide receivers back to back, back to back to back to back. I like these guys. We got 2 young guys, and then 2 like great receivers in Cortland Sutton and
Hmm.
Tyler Boyd. I believe Tyler Boyd is going to be number 2 there. Zach doesn't believe that, and I believe Sutton is going to come back and be stronger than ever. Even doesn't matter who the quarterback is, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, you're right. I don't believe he's a wide receiver two. I think T. Higgins is a wide receiver two. I think Boyd is the wide receiver three. But that's just my opinion,
That's
you know?
just and you're
That's just why they pay me to be here.
great guy, but
So again, Chase Edmonds isn't going to be here in the eighth round, but I don't see how I can pass up the value if he is sitting there. There's a report that came out that they are planning on using Chase as the running back one, If that is true and I got him in the 8th round, it's a no-brainer, in my opinion.
Yeah, you currently have 4 running backs: Derrick Henry, Swift, JJ, and Chase Edmonds. It's good.
Yeah.
I only have 2 running backs.
I like this team, man. I like my team. I think I would probably look to move Swift or Hawkinson. Um, I'm just not a fan of. It's not a philosophy. I just am not a fan of having um 2 big players from the same team. So,
Yeah.
yeah, you are pretty thin on running backs there,
Yeah.
and that's what happens when you take tight end and quarterback early.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of your squad's going to be pretty thin.
Yeah, I needed when I took a tight end and then a quarterback, I needed to get a wide receiver because I didn't have any wide receivers.
Mhm.
So I mean, once again, this is a strategy that I am trying. I could have taken Chase Edmonds there, which probably would have been the smarter move, but you know, Tyler Boyd, man, I love him. Ronald Jones still on the board. See, I could have took Ronald Jones. I'm looking at running backs right now. Don't see anyone. I could go with the Buffalo backfield, Zach Moss and Devin Singletary, just as a hey,
Yeah.
I need just in case people. But
Damn it, bro.
Burlew,
Burluke, you're taking both of the guys I was trying to come back to me,
just
Judy
sniping,
and
bro.
Bateman. I was looking for both Judy and Bateman to come back, but unfortunately they will not be back. I'll be back. Well, no, they won't.
Zach
Who took
Moss,
Claypool? When did Claypool go off the board?
8-2, probably what 2, 4,
8-2.
5 spots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Dude,
I'm looking at my rankings and like I want another wide receiver here, right? And I don't like it. Next guy on my rankings is Juju, and he's there.
he's there, man.
I don't want to take him though. Is DJ's off the board, isn't he? DJ Chark's off the board, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's between Brandon Cooks here
You got auto pick, bro.
and
There's
Juju.
30 seconds.
Ah, son of a bitch.
That's what happens when
Sorry,
you move
let
it to
me let
30
me
seconds.
quickly change. Let me quickly change that. There we go. And turn my auto pick off. So
Oh, he
Juju's the
cheated.
guy
He
I was
cheated.
gonna.
Oh, so now you can change
I'm
picks
trying
now.
to more make a point to people. This is like if Juju falls this late in the 9th round, come on, guys. Like it's a value pick at that point. I feel like I can't pass up on the value pick at that point.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Juju in the 9th, bro. How are you passing up on that? Like Nelson Aguilar just went off the board.
Yeah. I mean, nah. Yeah, I'm gonna take Robbie Anderson here. Getting
Yeah, I
wide
was gonna say
receiver.
Robbie and Brandon Cooks are both guys I'm considering there, along with Juju. Brandon Cooks, I'm avoiding Houston entirely, but there could be value. And then Robbie, I've said this on the last podcast, and I will say it the entire offseason leading up to drafts. I'm targeting Robbie Anderson. I am not targeting DJ Moore. In PPR, Robbie finished 6 spots higher than DJ Moore. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
you're getting a preview of what I'm about to talk about on the podcast today. Anyway, DJ Moore's ADP is too high, guys. He didn't meet his ADP last year. Keep saying he's going to be a breakout. Robbie beat him out last year. I'm just avoiding DJ Moore at this
All
ADP.
around, got to avoid. In my personal opinion.
You're avoiding both?
Nah, I'm talking about DJ.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah. I'm talking DJ.
Yeah.
What are
I'm
some
not gonna lie,
teams?
bro. I'm pretty happy with this team I've put together.
Henry, Swift, Ridley, Jacob, Kenny, Debo, Chase. Yeah, got TJ Hawkinson. That's not terrible.
Oh my God, Trey Burr, you son of a. I wanted to grab Tom Brady and with my next pick and just tell people why he's moving up my rankings.
The only reason why he wanted to take him, just to tell you, he didn't want to take him because he
Yeah.
wanted him on his team. He wanted to take him because he wants to tell
Well,
you.
no, I mean I'll tell you why he's moving up my rankings, but he moved from my quarterback 12 to my quarterback 9 yesterday. Um, and the reason being
Oh well, he's always
is
been on my quarterback 9. So
that's awesome for you, bro. Do you want to do this take or?
no, I'm just saying how he's always been my number 9. Just wanted to let people know.
Oh, that's awesome. The reason the reason he's moving up for me, I feel like, man, if you look at his late stretch of games last year, I think he was like a top 5 quarterback from mid-year on. Uh, he's finally feeling comfortable in this offense. This might be the most efficient offense we've seen in years. In years. So the talent's everywhere. He was balling out, putting out crazy numbers. So
Oh, sheesh, I'm
love
on
the
the clock.
pick. Definitely a guy I'm targeting late in drafts. So I like the value pick there.
Yeah, that's good. I'm going to take. I want to take a running back, but I don't know who I'm going to take here.
Trey's laughing at me right now. Son of a bitch. So Javion Hawkins, it's a guy you're targeting late.
Yeah, I love Javion Hawkins purely because if you listen to our last podcast, I don't believe Mike Davis is going to be able to withstand this workload. Todd
Mm.
Gurley had 195 attempts last year running, and Mike Davis had 165. He's getting an extra 30 attempts this year. I don't believe he's going to withstand that whole workload. In my personal opinion, I believe Javion Hawkins will come in and he's going to have some sort of role. You know,
Yeah.
there's a feeling in me that Mike Davis could get hurt as well. This is going to be a guy we're going to be talking about going into the season, saying this is the guy you need to draft. He's only started 2 seasons, 2 full seasons in his whole career, and that was last year basically, and that wasn't even a full season in Seattle. So I think Javion Hawkins is the guy coming into this season, going into the season later on in the year, if that makes any sense. So I'm excited about him.
Yep. All right. Took Rondell Moore there. Evan Ingram's off the board. Um, Tyler Higbee is a guy that I'm starting to look at a little bit more in depth here. Uh, Obviously, his counterpart is now in Seattle at the tight end position, and Higbee could present some good value with Matthew Stafford. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if he finishes a top 10 tight end, and he was just drafted as the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13th tight end. So there actually could be some pretty decent value there.
Yeah, I definitely do see it.
Again, it's not a guy I'm targeting, but it wouldn't surprise me. I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up being quite valuable this year.
Yeah, I mean, we have the hope that he's going to be valuable, especially with with Matthew Stafford there. We saw the production that he had and the connection that he had with
Yeah.
TJ Hawkinson. So
All right. I was hoping that Matthew Stafford would fall and I could take him here. So I'm pretty hyped to get Matthew Stafford, my quarterback 10. And he was drafted here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 as the quarterback 13. So I'm pretty happy. I feel like Stafford has a great chance to finish in the top 10. A lot more weapons, much better offense in LA. And this is the opposite of his value getting too high. We were worried, like, man, his value is going to skyrocket. But this is the opposite. Like, his value is perfect here. If I can get him in every draft, I'm going to smash the draft button.
mm-hmm.
Super happy. Like, I feel like Stafford's just a stable starter for me, and I can stream um, if, there's matchups I don't like that he's in. Okay, Hines, Gallup go off the board. Quickly want to revisit the Irv Smith pick. I love the pick. I think there's big upside, big potential for him this year. And if you grab a tight end that ends up being pretty valuable, then you've got a lot of trade assets built up there. You took Jonnu Smith. Is that kind of the thought process?
Yeah, that's the
Trade
thought
value?
process. Is a trade piece. I already have George Kittle, or even if this is a good example. If I don't feel like if I'm doing well into the season, and I need some value at running back, take George Kittle because I do believe Jonnu Smith will play that wide receiver guy in a role in New England, in my opinion. Hunter Henry will be the tight end role, the true tight end role. So I'm seeing PPR opportunities for Jonnu Smith, and then Hunter Henry. I see the touchdowns. So
Yeah.
that's how I'm valuing them.
Man, if Jalen Rager's ADP keeps falling like this, I might have to like seriously consider drafting him. this is good value. It's a offense that doesn't have a lot of mouths to feed. Someone's always trolling and drafting Tim Tebow. I love it. That is so funny. Um,
I think Jalen. There was a report Jalen Rager was going to be in the slot this year. He said that.
really?
Yeah, I don't know if you saw that report, but which is interesting because my first thought process was that Devonta Smith was going to be in the slot. Does that change my
Right.
mind on Devonta Smith and how that outcome is? I need to research it a little bit more, but stay tuned for that because if that's the case and Devonta Smith is on the outside, I do see value there, but not as much as taking him that early in the draft. Like you're taking him fifth. I don't expect massive, looks going towards Devonta if Jalen Rager is in the slot. I
No,
could I could
I disagree, bro.
I could be wrong,
There are
but
so many targets to go around in
yeah,
that
there's only two
offense.
guys now. I mean,
Three with
I don't
Goddard,
even
but
consider Jalen Rager a target that I'm excited
right.
a guy I'm excited to pick up.
I still think Rager's talented, man. I said it last year. And I know I'm probably the only one on this island, and that's okay. I still think Jalen Rager is talented. I still think he can develop into a top 24 wide receiver in fantasy. I still have hope for that. I don't think the jury is out just yet on his talent.
Okay.
Again, I could be the only one who's saying this. That's fine. Um, but I'm not out on him completely. You know, there's a name I've been trying to look for. Again, sleepers rankings is completely whack.
Ooh.
But yeah, he's still on the board. Okay. So there's a couple guys I'm targeting here with my last pick. I'm curious to see if they make their way to me.
Look who's up here.
And okay,
Blaze is awake.
let's see. Show us Blaze.
Say hi.
So cute. Hi,
It's
Blazy.
like what's going on? She's up and at him, everyone.
I love it. Blaze
Yeah,
could be the best thing that's happened to Fantasyland football ever.
honestly, she's gonna be a little mascot.
Yeah. All right. Paulie D, you're reading my mind, bro.
Paulie D is Zach today.
Everyone just listens to what we say, and I love it, but it also hurts. It's actually really difficult to draft with our league mates because they watch and they know what we want, and then you just have to roll with the punches.
You gotta
Okay.
roll with the punches.
All right. So I got auto drafted. That's fine. Joe Burrow, whatever. I probably would have taken like a shot on like a Kadarius Toney here or Cole Kmet. Those are two guys I probably would have taken a shot with, but I don't mind getting Joe Burrow, um, kind of as like backup there. I'm a bigger component of drafting two tight ends than I am of drafting two quarterbacks. Oh my gosh, Kelvin Benjamin, you guys are definitely trolling right now. Um, Kelvin Benjamin's off the board.
He's gone. Shout out Daniel Jones, second to last pick. And that concludes
I
the
love it.
draft there, ladies and gentlemen.
Shout out to Paulie D in the YouTube chat. Says y'all just give too good advice. Appreciate that, man. It's been fun. All right, let's talk about this draft. Let's quickly. I want us to do draft grades for each team in less than 30 seconds per team. Okay, so it's gonna be really quick.
Okay.
I'm just gonna
Um,
let people know who aren't in the chat. Hold on.
okay. Yeah, so they can come into the chat and kind of play that. Okay.
So let's see. I'll send this. Here we go. Okay. So we're gonna do 30-second draft grades. This is gonna be hella quick because we don't want this video to be too long. I'm gonna start at the 1-1. I'm gonna give you a draft grade. Your running backs are CMC, ETN, Drake, Jones, Ingram. Ingram, you don't need to draft him. There is no value whatsoever there. You've got Diggs, Chase, Chark, Brown, and Antonio Brown. Um, Good value with the Antonio Brown pick. And then your tight end is Dallas Goedert. Your quarterback is Patrick Mahomes. When you start CMC Diggs and Patrick Mahomes, it's hard not to at least give you a B. I think Etienne and Chase while I love them, their ADP is getting a little bit too high. So I'm going at a solid B here. After the Chase pick, I'm not in love with any selection. So I'm not in love with Drake at that value. I'm not in love with Chark. So overall, it's a solid B for me. And Badaki, quickly, let's give Barluke a draft grade here.
Yeah, I agree with G Baby. Yeah, so and Burluke, Dalvin Cook, Miles Sanders, Damian Harris, and Darrell Henderson as your running backs. Cooper Kupp, Adam Thielen, T. Higgins, Jerry Jeudy, Rashad Bateman. You got 2 quarterbacks, which is one of them is my sleeper quarterbacks, and then Darren Waller. I think this is a great team, in my opinion. I think there's good value everywhere. Damian Harris at the 6 was great. T. Higgins and then Jerry Jeudy. These 2 young guys are going to come in. I mean, Zach thinks T. Higgins is going to be number 2, so I give this a B plus actually, A minus around there.
Yeah. I think you would probably give it a higher grade if it wasn't Miles Sanders, because you're not a fan of Miles Sanders. Okay, Team 3, 7 Eventi. And again, guys, these draft grades aren't to be harsh. It's just to help you, and this is just for fun.
Yeah.
So don't take anything too personally. We're all just trying strategies at this point. You got Kamara, James Robinson, David Johnson, Zach Moss. You've got DeAndre Hopkins, A.J. Brown, Robert Woods, and Deontay Johnson. The quarterback is Russell Wilson, and then you drafted 3 tight ends. Obviously, Benjamin is a troll pick, so GG's. Ingram and Irv Smith, great values late. My only issue with your team is there's not really a solidified RB2. I don't know what value there is with David Johnson. I don't know what James Robinson. There's just big question marks with your RB2. You have a lot of question marks, so that's okay. Hopefully one of these guys pan out. And the other thing I'll say is Robert Woods, for me, that's too high for Robert Woods. I would have much rather have taken Kupp, Thielen, Galladay, Ayuk. But that's just me. So I'm going to give you a B minus. Again, if some of those value picks change, then that could turn to an A pretty easily. But I could give me a draft grade real quick.
Henry Swift, JJ, and Chase Edmonds, your running back. Calvin Ridley, Kenny G, Debo, Juju, Rondo Moore. The only pick I personally, and TJ Hawkinson, you got 2 quarterbacks there. Blaze. I like your team. I think the only guy I'm hesitant on, in my personal opinion, is Debo. I do like Debo, but I would personally probably rather have Elijah Moore, obviously, or Jerry Jeudy, Bateman, Tyler Boyd over at Debo.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think it's a good team. Chase Edmonds, great value, and you got obviously auto draft in the last one, so it doesn't really matter. And but you did get a good quarterback at the end there.
Shout out to auto draft.
Yeah, so I think it's good value. I think I'll give you an A.
I love it. All right, Paulie D. You started strong. Great foundation. Saquon, Antonio Gibson, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Your other running backs are James Conner and Nyheim Hines. Your wide receivers are CeeDee Lamb, DJ Moore, OBJ, Corey Davis, and Henry Ruggs. Quarterback is Dak. Tight end is Noah Fant. Fant is really the only question mark on your team. You started 3 running backs strong, and then I think you can rely on your wide receivers, especially CD.
Oh my God.
I don't know.
Please stay calm.
There's a fire drill.
Checking the emergency loudspeaker system.
The emergency loudspeaker system is happening live.
I was like,
right
what the hell is going on right now?
Do not evacuate.
Oh no!
Well,
I'm gonna mute myself, and you can continue talking.
I was like, is that my apartment? Okay, I really like your team, Paulie D. I actually really like your team. My only thing is I would have taken Ayuk or Tyler Lockett over DJ Moore. I'm not a fan of DJ Moore personally. You got great value late in your picks. I love the Ruggs pick. He could be a guy who could break out. I'm giving you an A. I can't give you an A plus because I don't think there's a perfect draft. I think Badaki's trying to tell us that the apartment is on fire. Okay, I'm gonna keep going, Badaki. So don't worry. All right, Team 6. Make sure you mute yourself though. Make sure you mute yourself if you're not muted, because that's way too loud. All right. Great job, Paulie. You might have the best team here. Lannon, you got Chubb, Dobbins, Raheem Mostert, Leonard Fournette. Your wide receivers are Justin Jefferson, Curtis Samuel, Michael Pittman, Nelson Aguilar, Michael Gallup. You've got Tyler Higbee and Jared Cook, and then Kyler Murray as your quarterback. I'll be honest with you, the Mostert pick, I can't get past it. It's too high. I'm a big believer that Trey Sermon's going to take this job by the end of the year. I don't want to spend a 5th-round pick on Mostert, a guy who I think could get injured again. He's going to be 30 years old this time next year. I like the Fournette pick. I think there's value there, but your wide receivers are super weak, man. That's what happens when you take a quarterback that early. Your wide receivers are real weak, bro. Jefferson's the only guy you can really rely on. I'm hearing something out of Badaki's ears. Anyway, I'm gonna give your team. I hate to be harsh, but a C plus. Badaki, you gotta mute yourself, bro. I can hear you. Sorry, I just kept hearing him in Discord. Landon, I'm sorry, bro. I'm gonna have to give it a C plus. Again, I think you've got a solid first 4 picks, but when you take a quarterback that early, you have to then go wide receiver at your 5-6. So you should have taken someone like Ayuk, Devonta Smith, Sutton, even. Like your wide receivers are super weak. There's no one you can super rely on each week. That's just my personal opinion. I think there's great value in Higbee late. All right, Badaki, I'm going to give you a draft grade. You got 3 running backs. This is an issue for your team. Zeke, Carson, Hawkins. If Zeke or Carson goes down, you're screwed, bro. That's what happens when we take Kittle early. That's what happens when we take a combination of quarterback and tight end early. It always ruins the depth of anyone's team. Josh Allen obviously can win you weeks. Same with George Kittle. There's a big X factor there. While you didn't take wide receivers early, your wide receiver group is still strong. Ayuk, Sutton, Moore, Boyd, or Robbie Anderson. You actually have 4 wide receivers you can still start any week and get good points from. I like the late round addition of Jonnu Smith. I'm going to have to give you a B minus just because of how important running backs are. I don't know what your grade is. We might not be able to find out until this fire alarm is done. All right, Azim, what's up, my G? You went the wide receiver early strategy, and it really worked out for you. I think that's because Sleeper's ADP is really off right now. I don't know what's going on with the Sleeper app. But your wide receivers are Tyreek Hill, DK Metcalf, Amari Cooper, Brandon Cooks, and Marquise Brown. Your running backs are Myles Gaskin, Mike Davis, Melvin Gordon. Your tight end is Kyle Pitts. Quarterback is Aaron Rodgers. And Trevor Lawrence. You took Rob Gronkowski with your last pick. My only issue here is if you are going to go running back late, you need more than 3 running backs. So I probably would have said take like a Gus Edwards late, Nyheim Hines late. But this really worked out for you. I just want to send a quick, friendly reminder. The real drafts are not going to look like this. You're not going to be able to get Gaskin and Mike Davis that late. So I'm going to give you overall with this draft an A minus actually.
All right.
Tommy, you back?
Here. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Sorry, it just ended. So I didn't hear much what you said, but I agree with you.
Okay, go ahead and do Tommy for us.
Yeah, easy. Tommy, Aaron Jones, Javonte Williams, Ramondre Stevenson, Damian Williams. Really, your only starter on this team. On this team from day one is Aaron Jones. Javonte Williams will get some workload, but we don't know if that's day one. So your running backs are pretty weak. You really only have one. Keenan Allen, Chris Godwin, Darnell Mooney, and then T.Y. Hilton. I mean, Keenan Allen, Chris Godwin, great. Darnell Mooney, I do love with Darnell Mooney, in my personal opinion, once Justin Fields starts, but T.Y. Hilton, there's good value, I guess. And then 2 tight ends, Travis Kelce and Hunter Henry. Kind of did the same strategy somewhat that I did, but you went to wide receivers early. It's kind of weak here. Justin Herbert, Justin Fields. For me,
there's no depth. That's the issue.
Yeah, it's all about the running back, in my opinion. You only have one.
Yeah.
The way I'm seeing it, so it's a B minus, C maybe a C.
And you know what? This team would look a lot better with Jonathan Taylor there instead of Aaron Jones, in my opinion, or Cam Akers. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, potentially.
But all right, OJ splashing. You went Devontae Adams, Michael Thomas, Jarvis Landry, Will Fuller, Cole Beasley. Your running backs are Joe Mixon, David Montgomery, Kareem Hunt, Trey Sermon, Gus Edwards. Great running back group, and you didn't go running back heavy early either. So that's a big plus for you. Mark Andrews is your tight end, and Jalen Hurts is your quarterback. I like this team. Again, I'm not drafting Devontae Adams if Aaron Rodgers isn't there. I'm not drafting him in the first round. That's my only issue with it. But I think you got solid depth at every position, actually. Jalen Hurts is the only question mark. Like, you did well. So I'm going to have to give you a B+. The only reason I'm giving you a B+ is because, again, Jalen Hurts is a big question mark, in my opinion. All right. Let's give these last two a grade quickly. Go ahead and do Brandon Badaki.
Yeah, JT, Cam Akers, Singletary, and Pollard. I love the first two picks. I think JT and Akers are good value there. Terry, Mike Evans, Tyler Lockett, Claypool, Laviska Shenault, and Rager. I think you're strongest here in wide receiver position. I think you got great value in all these positions. Sorry, for all these guys at your picks. Lamar Jackson and then Mike Gesicki to kind of finish it off. I think this is a strong team. The only downfall, in my opinion, are the running backs. You still have two great starting running backs, but those fill-in guys, it's kind of hard. So maybe you can trade one of those receivers to get a running back or something. But I think this is a good team. I think I'll give it a B+.
Okay. All right, and Trey Burr, last but not least, Austin Eckler, Najee Harris, Michael Carter, A.J. Dillon. Wide receivers are Allen Robinson, Julio Jones, Devonta Smith, Jalen Waddle. Tight end is Logan Thomas, and then you got three quarterbacks. One's a troll and Tim Tebow. The other are Tom Brady and Deshaun Watson.
I love that Tim Tebow is still a quarterback.
Yeah. He shouldn't be on sleeper. I like the team. I actually really, really like your team. I think my only issue is how high you took Michael Carter. Again, we like Michael Carter. We've been hyping up Michael Carter, but the reason we've been doing that is because we think he's a late round value pick. Now we're taking him in the beginning of the 6th. It's too early. There's guys on the board still like Mike Davis, Damian Harris, even maybe Chase Edmonds. So I'm struggling to agree with the Michael Carter pick that early. We might have to start reverting on what we said, Badaki. We might have to start looking at this a little bit different. I will say the Devonta Smith and Jalen Waddle picks I'm okay with because you've got solid wide receiver depth. Overall, I still really love the team because there's tons of upside and tons of security. So I'm going to give you an A- here because I think it is a really, really good squad. Yeah. Anything you want to say, Badaki, to close this live stream up?
No.
Or does anyone have any questions? There's 7 people watching. Is there any Q&As? Like any questions you want to drop them now before we get off. But yeah, Badaki, over to you.
Yeah, no, all love. Thanks for coming in for the mock draft. Definitely ask some questions. Once again, patreon.com/fantasylandfam. Come play fantasy with us, man. We can't wait. We got a couple people already in there. We're excited. Get our rankings as well. We're gonna update our rankings, and we do it every month. So, technically I've been working on it since forever ago, but we're gonna do a hard update coming in. So in June 1st. So we're excited about that. So if you want our rankings, once again, go to patreon.com/fantasylandfam. So we're excited about that.
Yep. All right, we do have a comment in the chat from Trey. He said Carter was picked in hopes he becomes a starter. Totally, man. I get that. And I think there's an opportunity he does become the starter, but you've got a more solidified starter on the board in Mike Davis and Damian Harris and Chase Edmonds. Their roles are more solidified. So I'm just really struggling with how high we're seeing some of these rookies go now. Badaki, this is the first time we've seen these rookies go this high.
Look, yeah, because this is probably the closest we're going to get to an actual mock draft. I think the rookies are going to go higher than we think right now. I think the same thing with the receivers.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Like for me, where these guys are going is great. I think you're right. I would be taking Mike Davis over Michael Carter. I would be taking Damian Harris over Michael Carter. Like some of these guys that were still left on the board, I'm going to be taking over. Doesn't mean he's not going to. Doesn't mean I don't believe he's going to go as high. So, you know, I think once
Hard,
again,
man. Like,
we're getting closer
Michael,
and closer. Like
yeah.
all these guys are shifting up one round every time we do a mock draft. So people are liking more people. They're understanding. So
it's just hard, man. Like we talked about how much of a value these rookies are, but now we're getting to a point where, man, I don't know if I can take Michael Carter that high. Like maybe I'm gonna have to switch my philosophy and avoid some of these guys. You know, I'm just smashing Mike Davis over Michael Carter any day. Same with Damian Harris. Same with Chase Edmonds. You know, do you not feel the same?
No, I agree. I said that. I just think Michael Carter is still going to go within those rounds. I think in reality, there's only 3 people that went ahead of him.
Shout out to R Lucky 82 who subscribed to the channel. Appreciate you.
Huge love, man.
Huge love. But any Q&As from the 6 people watching here, happy to answer any questions. Otherwise, we will hop off. But it just popped up on the screen. That's cool. Yeah, shout out to you, bro. That's pretty cool. We keep forgetting that we have that set up now. But no, I get it, Trey. I definitely get it. And I do agree he's the most talented running back there. Like, let's not pretend that Tevin Coleman's more talented than him. He could develop. I'm just thinking maybe this year it's, you got a guaranteed role with Mike Davis. So,
Lobby said, personally, I don't like Michael Carter as much. His upside is limited due to his limited athleticism.
Yeah.
So
I get it.
Who really knows what's going to happen this year? Just, I can't wait. How many days until the season starts?
I don't know, bro. You just got to ask me that on the spot as if I know
we need
that.
A countdown.
Hey, this was really fun. I actually really, really had fun with this. We are going to do a podcast right after this live stream. It'll be released in the next couple hours. It is wide receivers we are avoiding this year. So if you don't know, we do have a podcast. It's literally available on any podcast platform in the world. So just type in Fantasyland Football on any podcast, whatever it's Spotify, Apple Pods, iHeartRadio, whatever you use. You'll be able to find that. I'm pretty excited about the content that we are going to be talking about in this off season. And then the last thing I will say is patreon.com/fantasylandfam. If you want to unlock our rankings, sign up to any tier there. That's you supporting us, and we'll give you some cool things in return, including our full complete rankings of Dynasty, Redraft, and Rookies only. Those update on the 1st of every month. If you want unlimited advice from us throughout the year to help you win your fantasy leagues, there's a tier there that you can sign up to.
There goes
Zach's
camera.
My camera just went. And then lastly, if you want to play in a league with us, you can select the Golden Goats tier, and you'll be able to play in a league with Badaki and I.
Yeah, super keen. Can't wait. Continue to come into the mock drafts. Huge love. Thanks for the support, guys. Really. Thank you.
All right, deuces.
Laters.